So, if you're just joining, the reason why you heard me restart my game is because the server died and it crashed my game. So, yeah, not only that, the server was set up incorrectly. Um, the event was advertised, as I've put in my description, that we'd have 2 times fuel usage and 2 times tire wear. It was not set up with either of those. Not to mention, there are 43 people signed up for the event. 26 were in the server. Well, welcome everyone. It is. It's about time we got going for real now. Welcome, welcome. We're a little bit delayed. We're in a practice session as the first LMU server died. Yeah, it died, but probably maybe for good reason. As I was just saying in the starting soon, the original server. I was asking the admin, hang on, why are a couple of the settings incorrect? And they said, oh, it was because I was rushing setting the event up on their phone. And I said, well, I was like, well, that's a choice to set up on your phone, on such a small screen. And they said, oh, I was delayed getting home from work. I thought that was an awful excuse. Completely awful. You can set up an LMU event weeks in advance. I know for owning a community that I help with, when a season starts, the server for the final round is scheduled and set up in 6 weeks. 6 weeks in advance. This community can't set a server up one day in advance. Yeah. And this is one of the biggest communities on SimGrid. And they've made themselves look a bit like amateurs. I'm not that impressed. So this might be the last time we run an event in this community, because I'm not impressed, and that was a bit of a joke. But with the server reset, we do have 2 times fuel. We do have 2 times tyre wear. So yeah, we will get sort of the races that we're intended to. They are hoping there are 43? Yes, 43 people signed up. They are hoping that 5 do not attend, which probably will happen, to be honest. But yeah, there might be 5 people that don't attend, because they've got the normal spa layout and not the extended pit version, the endurance layout. So it means we have the shorter pit lane, don't have to go all the way through the old second part of the chicane. Yeah, I've got a bit of time for practice. I don't normally stream the practice. Just usually have us going straight into qualifying. So can get a bit of practice in here. I just want to try having all 4 soft tires for a few laps, as we are expecting rain this race. Bit different. We haven't had rain in the previous Spa races we've done, where we've gone for a low wing strategy and mismatched tire compounds to compensate. So go keep the a higher wing angle. We're at position 5 instead of position 1, which I've ran at the previous events. That's a cut. There's potential for it to start raining during this practice session. Should be nice just to test the crossover. I'm not sure on the tire compounds. Definitely be using softs in qualifying, but when it comes to the race, I'm not sure. tee off in the gravel. Gonna start to understeer there. I feel like medium fronts are just gonna hold up better through a stint. Says it's a 75% chance of rain. I need to increase the fuel ratio by a little bit. Should have practiced pit entry there. Yeah. Sure, got 30 people in now. What do I need up here? Fuel ratio. Welcome, Arbel. Newms, yes, we're about to get into qualifying, which will likely be a wet session. And, ooh, it is wet at the moment. I need to put more VE in since it's qualifying. Won't be doing any lift and coast on our push laps, of course. Going to take it nice and easy on the out lap. We don't need to worry too much about temperature in the wet tyres. We just don't want to wear them too much. Of course, we'll make sure we have enough VE for 2 push laps. So then, first qualifying lap. In the rain. Already locking up into T1. Trying to feel like the conditions. Make sure we don't invalidate the lap at Rouge and Radion. A little bit early on the brakes just for the wet conditions. Track gets very slippery in the wet. Or who's just scurrying in the wet? Yeah, it certainly is. Blushmon isn't easy flat out anymore as well. Got to brake much earlier for chicane at the end of the lap. See if we can go a bit quicker on our second lap. Sun has come out. Hi, Fionn. Well, we're in two different classes, so it isn't that hard. I think the track's getting wetter at the moment, so it's slowing down. I'm not sure about winning. Probably one tryhard sweat that has practiced a lot for this race. I've done not much at all. Yeah, track's up to very wet, as you can see in the bottom left. Yeah, second down. Might as well practice a pit entry. Just feel how slippery the pit entry is. I don't see much point in doing another lap while the track is as wet as it is. So, I mean, yeah, 60% wet, which is very wet. Don't see anyone improving. The rain is set to stop soon, in which case the track will dry out and could get quicker. And if it does, then I will go out for another lap. If it doesn't stop raining, if it continues raining, there isn't much point. I'm just having a little look at the WRC times, as it has been very interesting start to the day in WRC. I won't spoil, but yeah, it has been very interesting so far. So rain was up at 33%, 32% now, so it looks like it might be easing up, but do need it to stop for the track to get faster. in the meantime, let's see. Only downside is in this menu you can't see what the weather is doing exactly. That lockup certainly ain't gonna help. Yeah, you can just see how wet it is now. How little grip there is. I suppose this could just be like race practice. Yeah, it is 2 times wear. Yeah, they're just struggling. Yeah, rain's coming down slightly, but not enough to see an improvement in times. I might as well go do a couple of laps just to feel the conditions, just in case we get conditions like this in the race. Which would not be nice. The spray will be atrocious. And we'll get an idea of that in the rearview mirror. Because rain is going to make strategy quite difficult this race. You have to be ready to adapt at any point. You have to be quite a bit of math on the fly. Just how many laps can you do in a stint? How much should you be lifting and coasting? Of course, we'll have to judge passing the GT3s in these conditions if we get them, which in itself will be tricky. I've been lifting and coasting there. Still 2 seconds down in Sector 1 alone. Is a lot around Spa. Hopefully being second on the road means, okay, we'll have the spray from the leader. Hopefully means we can stay out of too much of the spray. Should be able to find some visibility. Barely again stopped for bus stop despite lifting. So yeah, gonna see in a moment what the conditions are for the start of the race. I'll have a big deciding factor. I'll have a deciding factor in what we do. Yeah, of course, time's very spread out in what was effectively a one-shot qualifying. "29 drivers in the server. A couple of cars didn't sell lap time. So should have at least 27 people, which is all right.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
All right, let's see. Dry for the start. Looks like it'll be dry for the first half of the race. Temperatures are quite cool. So I say, yeah, we'll probably do this strat. See how this works out. We'll keep the rear wing if it do get heavy rain later on in the race. We will need that rear wing. Just how slippery that was, having one rear wing would be lethal and just asking for trouble. You can, but it takes time. I'm not sure how much time exactly, but if it's like 20 seconds, then I doubt it's gonna be worth 20 seconds. You know, like any track position I might gain from having a lower wing and running sort of the aggressive strategy at the start, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose in that pit stop changing the wing. But yeah, on the front row, it's gonna be interesting here.
Formation lap has started.
Yeah, something to experiment with. So starting on the outside for T1. Hopefully softer tyres give us a good drive out of off the start and out of T1. I will say for a car that's meant to just be going 60 kilometers per hour, they were being quite erratic. Waiting for the start now though.
Green flag, green flag.
And that's the lead. I didn't trust being flat out through a Rouge first lap. Looks like the caddy was much braver there. I don't mind giving up the lead. I'll save the fuel. Long race. Caddy in very deep there. This fry seems quick. I get the feeling the caddy in front doesn't want to save it all, they just want to push. Fry might want to go with them. It's been a clean start. That's all we wanted. Oh, sun glare, I must say. More than I'm used to. But because LMU had an update, a lot of settings got reset. Pretty much every time the game updates, I have to turn the menu music off again, because it will copyright strike videos on YouTube. all the graphic presets I made get deleted. So I have to remake them. I wish the fry didn't make that as awkward as it was. Still quicker than the cars behind. The Alpine's not doing too badly, but the cars behind them are quite a bit slower. Looks like Ferrari immediately getting themselves a track limit point. Already coming up to lap someone. Fry just give them a big side swipe for no reason. Yes, we seem to be in a pretty comfortable place. Everyone else behind us, everyone, we have the most energy of everyone, so we do, which is always a good sign. Ferrari's certainly not waiting around. I'm struggling a little bit with understeer, so I am. We're about maybe halfway round to lapping GT3s. Yeah, that's the sort of downside of this setup. The softs working, in a way, work too well through the corners. And compromise the front tires a bit. it's a bit of pick your poison. Do you want to have mediums that are too cold? Or do you want to have softs that overheat? Because look at that, the front left medium is even getting a bit hot. Not far away now from GT3s. A little bit deep into T1. I don't trust that timing. It would have been so close. Yeah, unfortunate. 2 seconds lost there, nothing I could really do about it. I could have taken a chance, but I wasn't confident as go get to a Rouge before they did. Yeah, Spa's always compromise. Especially when it comes to like aero setup. You want downforce for the middle sector, but you want no downforce for sector 1 and 3. Yeah, I'm gonna get traffic here again through a Rouge Radeon. I maybe could have got away without lifting there, in fairness. Okay, that McLaren just middle of the road. It's like, you gotta go left or you gotta go right? Middle of the road. Oh, you're going left, the way I went. Thank you. Traffic has not been kind to us so far. I don't remember last time traffic was this this bad for me. No idea what that Yeah, not sure what that BMW was doing. Made that very sketchy. Thank you, OBS. Yeah, no, leader's not saving at all. Turned in a little late there. Was a little late to get to the Aston. Four laps. So we can go do a 12 lap stint here. Yeah, it looks like we are just settling into this third place. Frontier going at it. Fry seems to be saving fuel when they can. Otherwise they're just going flat out. Leader doesn't seem to be saving at all. And when I say Fry's saving when they can, I mean like when they're being held up. They're using the opportunity to save fuel. A little bit of luck. I have to imagine with the leader not saving, they're only going 2 more laps. Gonna be a bit tight for the Fry if they're going 2 or 3 more laps. Looks like I do need to increase the fuel ratio by a little bit. Second place Fry just quit. Disappointing. I'm not sure what that BMW is doing. Whatever it is, it's not predictable. Fry behind's already pitting. There is rain in the forecast. When it will come, we do not know. The one thing I will say is, rain in the forecast makes me want to go soft all round. Because soft tires are going to do better when it starts raining than mediums. The thing is, if you remember back to the 100-minute race we did with SRL that had 2 times fuel usage, it didn't have 2 times tire wear. Which is the main reason why we weren't pitting or changing tires every stint. You know, so I can tell you this now, we're not going a full stint on an extra full stint on these tires. It's midday, so it's not going to be getting colder yet. I think I'm just going to stick on the same strategy that I'm on for the next stint. So full pit stop here. Should have the GT3 in front of us away by the time we pit. Followed by 2 other people that have gone an extra lap. Looks like everyone's sort of keeping to the same tyre strategy. Should have just about made it. Oh, I don't think the BMW behind us changed tyres. Yeah, hot tyres versus cool tyres, not much I can do at this point. Not ideal. Seems like quite a few people haven't changed tyres. Ah, there is the rain. Yeah, I banked on the rain being further away. Fry's already come in. I think it's a bit early. It's definitely early. Death for the Rouge. Surprise, surprise. Only a drizzle at the moment. Oh. Leader crash? Looks like the leader crashed. Track's now damp. BMW's just gonna let us go. Thank you for turning into me. Oh, that's the leading Alpine now in front of us. Alpine's pitting this lap. That traffic's certainly going to help the McLaren. I should have been more aggressive there. To 11.7. Well, this track was this lap was heavily traffic compromised. So yeah, I agree with BMW. Don't think it's time yet. But this lap, this is going to be the lap. wet. Really? Yeah, that wasn't ideal. Yeah, the Alpine is going to have tires that are a bit more worn than ours when we get out of the pits. Plus, then we'll have to pit 2 laps earlier than we will. You know, that could be big in strategy come the end of the race. Here comes the Alpine. Bit of a slide there on the out lap. BMW's missed the com. While trying to lap a Porsche. Past the GT3 Porsche, I should say. It's wet because of the water. Nah, maybe you should tell Ferrari that. Might help them. Oh, just my luck this race. Thankfully that didn't cost us too much time. Hey, at least I'm not behind a Porsche that doesn't have its rain lights working. We are catching the Alpine. Ooh. Rear end's so slidey there. Yeah, that certainly makes me glad that I don't have one rear wing. Oh, that's not the button. It's that one I want. McLaren running very wide there. Alpine's run very deep into the bus stop, will probably give up the lead here. Which they do. That's allowed us to close in massively. That was better. Alpine's going to try and come back at the BMW here. Alpine, I think, ran wide off the circuit there. And as such had to give the place back up to the BMW. Spun off the exit curb if they come. And that's taken them out of the fight for the lead. No, it's just between us and the BMW. I wish the wiper was a little bit longer. Struggling to see a little bit on the left-handers through all the drops. Now BMW has ran wide. I feel like I'm just holding onto the rear end through a rouge. Ooh. Big snap trying to put the power down. Luckily able to save it. And not fall the same fate as the Alpine. Just shows you how treacherous it is. I have no confidence in the rear end anymore, to be honest. Just sliding around so much. Got like flat spots. Yeah, not sure what that Porsche is doing exactly. Yeah, I have a feeling that BMW's on a rain setup, which is why they weren't so great at the drive phase of the race. But now it's raining, they seem to be the strongest car that's still surviving. Mercedes pits out of our way. Yeah, I'm hoping it dries up eventually. Do not feel confident in the rain. Meanwhile, BMW seems to have everything under control in the wet. Track is absolutely soaked now. Extremely wet. Yeah, the track is as wet as it can get. Just waiting for the front end to turn through the chicane. Forecast is still saying more rain. question is, do I change tyres at the pit stop? Part of me wants to put new front tyres on, which would certainly help in the low-speed corners, but I don't think I could trust it in high-speed corners, especially through a rouge, which is sketchy enough. I don't know if you've seen in the radar, I think it's a BMW GT3 rejoining there. But that was a scary rejoin. Not a rejoin I ever want to see again. Just been bringing the brake bias back throughout the stint, as it generally helps with wet conditions, especially as the front tyres continue to wear out. Well, I think I don't want to go any further back on the brakes, judging by how the car rear of the car started to slide into the chicane there. That's a line through there. I'm pitting at the end of this lap. That's a very slow BMW. Traction out of that long right-hand hairpin. Getting ever more difficult. Well, looks like the forecast isn't saying any reduction in rain. Yes, it looks like BMW as well is not taking tires. So if the weather stays as is, we might be able to get to the end on one more pit stop. $75 is quite a lot. There's nearly 40 minutes per stint. Yeah, I'm not being the BMW in these conditions. Oh, Alpine's back into the pits. They're going off strategy. starting to get dark now too. Having this fry in front of us isn't ideal. I'm not exactly going quick enough to get by them at the moment. McLaren being very predictable, or very not necessarily predictable, but very clear in their intentions. Okay, just shove me onto the grass then. Well, that's the Alpine that was leading the race earlier. They've had a horrible time. Right. Just let me through. Makes for a change from last lap. And it is now just that much easier to see where we're going. Two Porsches getting friendly. Porsche forgetting that the com exists. But lets us through. Which is appreciated. And I run it very deep. Just lost a second in those few corners compared to last lap. I think lifting and rolling into a rouge rather than hitting the brakes as you start the climb is a better way to go. And settles the car less so you can carry more speed through the sequence. Also in these conditions, very much finding that less is more. Very easy to overdrive. I think the rain is easing up slightly, and the track is getting a little bit quicker. Not by a significant degree, just by a little bit. Keep forgetting just how early you need to turn into left-hander if no name. Sun poking through the clouds a bit. That Porsche is just sort of middle of the road, wasn't exactly too sure what it was doing. The brakes are, both front tires just locked up. Not sure if I want to go back any further on the brake bias. Had a couple of moments already as I turn in for the final chicane where the rear end just sort of steps out. Aston does let us through. Wasn't sure if they were or not. Didn't make it very clear. Welcome, Iris. Join us with just under 55 minutes to go. First stint was completely dry. Well, we had a wet qualifying session. Pretty much turned into a one-lap shootout because of the weather. So, started from second, took the lead at T1. But a little too cautious through a Rouge, and riding on in the opening lap meant that We conceded it again. Fell to P3 as we fuel saved on the first stint in the dry. And we did go one lap longer than most of the field in that opening stint. When you're coming up to 2 trails of spray, you're just not quite sure what's going to happen. Yeah, we pitted, we changed tyres at the first stint, and then on our right lap the rain started, where a number of people around us didn't change tyres and thus were able to jump in front of us. Then as we all pitted for wets, we submerged in this 3-way fight for first between the BMW that now leads and an Alpine that eventually, having just lost the lead, we'd spin into the wall on the exit of Lake Com not long into the battle. And yeah, since the rain has fallen, the BMW that now leads has just taken control. Been struggling a little bit in second, but still been able to open the gap up to the rest of the field. Which are just on a bit of a different strategy than we are. Or at least in terms of when they're pitting. That should give us an even bigger gap to them when we get to the end of the race. So that's summary of the race so far, the hour and a half that we've had. We're hoping that the rain stops. But I think it's very unlikely that it will. And we're going into the night, just passing 8 o'clock in game time. BMW fails to make turn the chicane while dive bombing a McLaren that was heading into the pits anyway. Unlikely. There's 20 laps left in the race. We're marginal to doing 4 more laps, which would make this a 14-lap stint. And thus we'd have 16 laps to go. Thank you, BMW. And thus we would still need a splash and dash at the end of the race. can see the track has also got much colder than was at the start of the race. Now 16 degrees, was it 22? Nice double front lockup. Question is whether or not to take the tires to the end. Yeah, it's either change the tires at this upcoming stop or don't change them at all for the rest of the race unless it stops raining and dries up. I'm thinking it's just going to be change them at this next stop. Yeah. Doesn't really matter what we choose exactly, it's not going to change the race that much. Porsche's letting us go. I didn't go for that move because if they weren't letting us go, it would have been too risky with the weather conditions. Leader's also going an extra lap. I would be very surprised to see the BMW run out of VE. Considering how much they're controlling this race, they realize they're going to run out. I'm sure they'll save it. Look at the rear end wanting to turn round. That's how far rearward the brake bias is. BMW seems the sort of driver that's got perfectly calculated and knows exactly what they need to do. Yeah, into the pits. Still says 1%. That BMW's done a fair amount of wet practice. I'm just going to stand up for a moment, so give me a sec. So here we go then, new tyres. To the end for the race, it's going to be in the dark. Yeah, looks like the leader also changed tyres. The gap hasn't jumped up. There is 16 laps to go. Clear track as we leave pit lane. Just take it a little bit easy until we bed the tyres in, get a little bit of temperature in them. Yeah, it would be nice if actually made they come. Feels so much darker now than it did before we came into the pits. I'm also gonna bring brake bias forward a little bit. Nearly missed braking point with the Toyota there that was having an adventure. See the rear a little bit more slidey upper rouge ready on now, just because the front has more grip from the new tyres. Though braking does not seem to be any easier with the new tyres. McLaren going for a little adventure. That was just about close enough to make that move work. Had to forgo lifting and coasting just to get the braking point right, which I did. Coming up to lap 5th place now. BMW's just got S3, makes it nice and easy. It is so dark now. is a little bit of a struggle to see. $30 remain. Apex in there somewhere. Look at the fuel ratio value in the bottom left. 0.98. We started with 0.94, but these wet conditions... Yeah, I wasn't too sure what Mercedes was doing there. Yeah, but because we're lifting and coasting so much, we're saving a lot of virtual energy, but we're not actually saving as much fuel in comparison. That's just a crash for P9, it looks like. It's a shame it looks like this race is going to be wet to the end, especially with how much it's spread out. If it was going to dry up for the last 30 minutes, you know, might have changed things up a little bit. Made for an interesting final stint. Fuel-wise, I'm going to assume this will be a 61 lap race. Just to be safe. That car's still sitting there after its crash last lap. Yeah, we're going to need, it's only going to be like 3 laps of fuel. So I'll put 23% in. That's P2 in the GT3 class, going very slowly. I can see P3 in the GT3 class on the relative. That's P4 just coming out of the pits. Turn the hybrid up. Hopefully that saves us the fuel we need to go the distance we want to go. Still no sign of the rain letting off. Fry has gone for another slip and slide, this time into the source. Leading GT3 car now in front of us. At this point, the leading BMW could take 4 new tyres and fill up on virtual energy, and we'd still come out in front of us, fueling up for just what we need to go to the end. Got a race wrong that time. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you catch a GT3 at that exact point where you're just going through the little right-hand kink, because you don't know, are they going to stay to the right, or are they going to drift over on the racing line to the left? Especially in these conditions where you don't have the grip to make such a last-second decision. You know, in the dry, you've got the grip, you can sort of switch lanes a bit later, a bit more quickly. But in the wet, you gotta make that decision a little bit sooner. Would have been a risky dive bomb. Okay, I appreciate the Mercedes making their intentions clear. But I was also showing my nose to pass them on that right-hand side. Leader either made a mistake or had a moment, had a little instant. They've suddenly lost over 10 seconds. Didn't feel like I had the grip there to hold it the inside line, so I thought I'll not go for that move. But the McLaren left the door open anyway, in case we did. "14 minutes to go. 3 laps till we come into the pits." In which we'll probably have 3 laps to go. goes into Great Line. Coming up to midnight now. In game. A little bit of rear brake locking, just turned the car in quite nicely for the apex there. Game says we should pit this lap. I maybe will just to be safe. Ten minutes to go. Slightly tapped the inside wall there. So there we go, quick splash and dash. So leaders could be into the pits at the end of this lap. Should be fairly soon. There they go. It actually went a full lap extra. They might try and make a 60-second lap out of this race, which would be inconvenient. Really depends how quickly they can go over these last, we suspect, 3 laps. But if they're quick enough, they'll make it 4. Need some GT3s to hold them up, just to guarantee it doesn't go an extra lap. .436, 2 laps to go and running 2:20s. Yeah, this will just be 61 laps. That could have been much more awkward if the McLaren was just left the pits a little bit later. Would have been so much more awkward. Leader starts final lap. Not sure why you're trying to tell me to pick him. Yeah, sure, game. Let's just pit on the final lap. Makes total sense. So second half of this race has been very quiet. Not even had that much GT3 traffic to contend with. I think there's not even 20 cars on track anymore. With the amount of people have quit. There finishes the race. Fair play to the BMW. I think they had their car set up for the wet. So while they didn't seem to be a threat in the first stint, when the weather came, probably didn't missed out on the qualifying lap too. That's probably what put them sort of further back and give them a tougher time at the first stint, made them seem like less of a threat. But when the rain came, they managed to get themselves to the front and just run away as the other two leading cars had their own issues and retired from the race. So we'll have to settle for P2 then. 1 litre, 1% exactly at the end. Yeah, I can't say that much more about that race. It seemed like it could have been a very interesting race in the first hour. How many people did we have finish in the end? 17. 8 GT3s running, 9 hypercars. And 30 started the race. So what, less than just under 60% of the field finished? Quite disappointing. But nothing we can do about that. Yeah, just reading here. So the Cadillac that was leading at start had there was 2 disconnections they had. So at that point they just left it at that, which yeah, fair enough. Seems like LMU might be having a little bit of a day. But yeah, shame that race wasn't any more interesting than it was the Alpine. Yeah, the Alpine didn't finish either. Yeah, shame. Yep, nothing we can do about that. So, as per usual, we'll finish off with the daily event on Art of Rally. So we will. as we've been going for quite a while. So we'll get our rally loaded up here. And daily event. Let's see, you can see where it finished off Wednesday, 37th. Not as good as the 21st, but still in top 10%. Let's see what we can do today. Group B car, Kenya, for a 5.6 kilometer gravel stage. This should be fun. Ooh, in the van. Yes. I like the inclusion of the service van. I will say it doesn't drive much like a van that has 30 tires on top of it. And who knows how many spare parts inside of it. Just clip the inside hay bale there. Oh dear. Well, that's not going well. I guess the car does drive like it has 30 tires on its roof. I was not expecting that two-wheel moment, and I only realised I was on two wheels halfway through the left-hander when I was about to turn in for the right-hander. It's like, oh dear, because I was looking up the road. Yeah, 60th, top 25%. Yeah, yeah, a tricky one there, but yeah, good fun. It's last day of the weekly event. We currently sit 59th after our issues there in top 10%. Hopefully we don't drop too much further than that. But yeah, we'll have to see where we sit when we check back in on Tuesday for our next stream. So yeah, what looked like what could have been a very promising race there tonight, this afternoon. Yeah, just it turned out to be a bit of a dud in the second half, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'll race with ACM again. The server crashing at the start, leading to the practice, nothing. That's not their fault. It's LMU servers that they're paying for. So yeah, that shame, but it did give them a chance to fix the settings. Yeah, I don't know how differently that race would have went on its original settings with normal fuel, normal tire wear. I think it also had different weather settings, so we might not necessarily have had the same weather balance. Might have been more interesting weather. Might have been But I definitely thinking have the increased tyre and fuel usage definitely made the race a little bit more interesting. Um, but yeah, hard to say. There's too many variables. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, bit disappointed, and yes, so many drivers not finishing too doesn't help either. Um, so yeah, we'll see. It's nice to do a bit of a one-off event. Nice to do Spa and Bevrian. Yeah, would have been nice if things had stayed close throughout the race, though, as they were at the start. As I said, we'll be back on Tuesday for the continuation of our IndyCar series on Nassau Corsa. We will be heading to Nürburgring GP circuit for this week. Track haven't driven in a little bit. Yeah, looking forward to how the IndyCars fare around there. It should be interesting. Good result at Belle last week, or this week, earlier this week. Yeah, we'll have to see how strategy pans out, and yeah, if we can get a result as good. Then on Wednesday, we'll have the third and final round of our GTC series on the Mon Ultimate here. 75 minutes, 2 times fuel, 2 times tower in the GTE with the GT3s. Hopefully, we can actually get a better result. Yeah, and get ourselves a little further up the grid. It's been a tough couple of rounds so far, but yeah, hopefully can have a good final round. Don't know what track that will be. We'll find out on Tuesday where we're heading there for the final round. But yeah, that's that's about it. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Iris. Thank you, Eddie, for chatting along. Hope you all enjoyed the race, even if it was very quiet towards the end. Hopefully, I'll see something back on Tuesday, if not Wednesday next week, for our IndyCar and GTC series. But yeah, until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good start to next week. And yeah, until next time, take care. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.